Hey everyone, it's Lucy from My Crazy Craft Life, and I'm here today with the design team post for Scrapping for Less. Today I'm going to be using die cuts a couple different ways. For this one, that's from the April Flavor of the Month card kit, I cut it out from white cardstock, and then I'm just going to color the image what I want it to look like. And this is very simple coloring, nothing fancy. I didn't even do any blending with the orange and the green for the flowers and the leaves. And I just did a little bit of blending for the camera just to give it a little bit of dimension. But that's all I'm doing with this one. And the other way that I'm going to use the die is I'm going to use Lawn Fawn's Spring Sprig die, and I'm going to cut that out of pattern paper. So if you don't want to color your dies, it can give you another option. So for all 4 cards, I did the exact same thing, but I'm not going to show all of the coloring because we would be here. Actually, it really didn't take that long. To make all 4 cards, it took me less than an hour. I kind of did it like an assembly line almost. I cut out all of the dies, and then I colored them all, and then I got the paper I wanted to use, I cut those out, and I kind of just pieced it all together. So it made it pretty simple to make a bunch of cards, or not a bunch, but 4 different cards all at one time to give me a little set there. And once I finish this up, I'm going to go through the paper pad and pick out. And I decided for the Spring Sprig die, I was going to use pattern paper. And I was going to kind of make swags on top of this card as part of the embellishment that's going to go on top of the card. So this is Always Changing paper pad from Scrapping for Less, and you can pick that as well as the Lawn Fawn Spring Sprig die over at Scrapping for Less. The April Flavor of the Month card kit, which is where that die is from, as well as the sentiment that I use on this, is sold out, so you cannot get that. And then I just picked a few different colored card bases. I kind of made all of my sentiments. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. So it took me a minute or two to figure out that, wait a minute, I'm going to make a bunch of them all at one time. I don't know why. I knew I was making multiple cards. I don't know why I just didn't cut all of the strips out all at one time, but that would have been too easy. So I end up cutting another one and stamping it, and then I think is when I finally got smart and cut a few of them out. I ended up making 5 sentiment strips, but I only ended up using 3 of them because I actually ended up messing one of them up. And you see there, now when you're using pattern paper, especially for this particular one, you have to think about which pattern you want on which side. So you can just flip your pattern paper around. For this one, because I wanted it one on each side, and I wasn't going to make it a circle, if that kind of makes sense. You'll see it in a minute what I do with it, kind of making it a swag. So on some of them I left it where the papers were different, or the patterns were different on the paper for the things, and some of them I left the same. So I cut out a piece for the back panel that was 4 inches by 5 1/4, because these are all A2 size cards, so that'll give a nice border or frame around the card from the card base. And then the second piece I cut at 3 1/4 inches by 4 1/2 inches, and that's just going to go right on top, kind of centered. And then I'm going to glue down the camera die cut. Then I will have the sprigs, and then I'm gonna, like I said, kind of make that swag. And this was really simple, like I said, when you kind of did it all in a row and colored them all and then put them all together, kind of 1, 2, 3 all in a row. I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear that yelling, but my son is playing video games and he is screaming at whatever game he is playing at with, or whomever he's playing with. So yes. But see there, you just gotta make sure your pattern is going in the direction that you want. For this particular one, I left them all the same color. So I was going to have them all of that turquoise kind of white and blue, or turquoise color that was there. So once I put that all together, so that's going to be kind of messy. And the spring sprig did have little flowers that I could have put on there, which I was actually going to do, but then I thought it would be kind of cool with the sentiment strip kind of going over that. So that hid all of those pieces that were kind of glued on top of each other with the sentiment strip, but then gave you your sentiment there without covering anything else up that you didn't want covered up. So that's it for today, though. That is how I made the card. Like I said, I didn't have all 4 of them on here. That was just one of them. And then there's some pictures of all of the cards that I made today with the die paper pad and or the 2 dies and then a sentiment, and that sentiment strip is from the Flavor of the Month kit. So thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoy these videos from Scrapping for Less, and make sure you hit subscribe and take care. Stay healthy.